Okay.
Okay, so I wanted to do a little video on the Nashville numbering system. There's a lot of videos you can watch on it online, but what I feel like is they do not do a very good job explaining why the system actually helps learning music. So I'm going to try this with Reckless Love. It's kind of it's a simple song, but a little bit tricky. Number one. Number two, I don't really play piano. At least not very well. But I'm going to show you, first of all, the song is in the key of G flat, the original song. So kind of a tricky, like a tough, you can come in, zoom in on the keys. It's a tough one to play in because there's a lot of flats here. So if you're going to play the scale, that's the scale right there. So if you're trying to play that, a lot of flats and you're like trying to read the music, and anyway, it can be missed. So I'm going to try it out here. So you go. So that's the way the intro goes. And just thinking about that, some people, if you watch online, they're like, oh, you know, this is how you play it. You just put your hands here, and then you're going to go down to here, or down to, starting off, yeah, here, and then you're going to go down to here, and then down to here, or starting here, go down to here, and then go down to here. But that doesn't really help you understand or break apart the song, like the way the song is written. So for me, trying to think through that, you're like, okay, if I learn it that way, that's great, but what it doesn't help me is, what if the key is changed? Like, what if we're going to do it in the key of C, or what if we're going to do it in the key of D? And what I found the Nashville numbering system has really helped me is not only know just the chords, but also understand the relationship between the chords. So instead of just thinking, well, I'm playing something in the key of D, and then I'm going to go, okay, the next chord is G, and then the next chord is A, and then the next chord is D. There's actually a relationship between them, and if you learn the relationship between them, you can actually start seeing patterns, so that when you transfer from one key, if you're in the D and then going to G and then going to A, really what that is, I'm translating that, is a 1 chord here, and then a 4 chord here, and then a 5 chord. So the question is, how do I know what 1, 4, and 5 is? And I'm going to show you that, right? So if I was to translate that, what I just did, that chord progression, to another key, let's say I play in the key of C. Okay, so here's a C. That's a 1 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, the bass there. 4, the 5 chord. So that helps me translate. If I wanted to go to the key of G, this is my 1 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my 4 chord. So, and then my 5, and then I'm back to my G again. So applying that to Reckless Love. So we have over here, I've got some music for you. So the G flat, like I said, is a really rough chord to play in. So actually, when I learned to play this, I didn't learn to play it in G flat. What I learned to play it in was the key of C. And what I figured out is, if you're starting here on the piano in G flat, my chord, my key is, here's my roots, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is where it starts. So it starts on my 6, so you can see up here is 6, that's a minor 6th chord, and then I'm going down to the 5, you can hear it, da, 6, 5, and then 4, 1. So now I'm back to the 1. I'm just doing, so 6, 5, 4, 1. I can translate that anywhere on the keyboard if I want. So if I was going into the key of C, here's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm doing now 6, or go down here. So it's just I'm starting on the 6 here, going to the 5, going to the 4, and then to the 1. That's my 1, and I'm playing, these are 5 chords, so kind of like power chords in my left hand. If I wanted to change it into the key of D, okay, so key of D, so I'm starting on the 6th of that note, that chord, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's B minor, would be the 6th, so mess it up. So basically a real easy way to think through like mentally, I'm not actually mentally changing keys at all. What I'm thinking through key wise is this chord progression right here. So my 6 minor 7, my 5, the 4 2, and the 1. The other cool thing about the Nashville numbering system is you start to recognize patterns as you go along. So this 6-5-4 pattern actually repeats throughout the entire song. So if you're in the verse, you have 6-5-4, 6-5-4, 6-5-4, 6-5-4, and then when you get to the chorus, it's 6-5-4-1, and then again, verse 2 pattern repeats 6-5-4, 6-5-4. So no matter what key you're in, basically you're see the bridge here, 6-5-4-1. It's the same pattern as the chorus. The chorus and the bridge are the same. And I don't know, for me, like just seeing the patterns really helped me to understand, okay, this is what's going on in the music and how the sections relate to each other. So the last video I talked about how songs were built in groups of 4. So this is another interesting thing here to think about timing wise, right? So you start off here with a 6, a 5, a 4, and a 1. Each one of these has 1 bar, and then it repeats. So that's the if I'm playing in the key of C. So I'll start off here. And then now I'm doing this again. All right, so I'm a little nervous and I goofed that up, but that's my repeat right there. So each one of that's 8 bars total there at the intro, and then when I get into the verse, I told you that there's multiples of 4. Well, you see that this repeats 6, 5, 4, and then it repeats to the 6. What's not written in here is that you get 1 bar here, 1 bar here, 1 bar here. Well, there's got to be another bar before we get back up to the beginning of this next line here, because now we would be repeating that same pattern. And if you count it out, that 4 there is just held for another bar. So 1 bar, and 2 bars on the 4. 1 bar, 2 bars. And then interestingly, right, you get to the chorus, 1 bar, 1 bar, 1 bar, and then 1 bar on the 1. So that kind of helps me like deconstruct a song when I'm thinking through the Nashville numbering system. And actually this applies whether you're playing on the piano or playing on the guitar, doesn't really matter. And the last thing I wanted to show you about song structure, this wrote out the song structure here. So we've got the intro, remember that's 8 bars, and then verse 1, chorus, there's an interlude in here, verse, chorus, interlude, bridge, bridge, bridge 4 times, chorus, and then the ending. You could write this out, like if you do, I think there's a website, songwriting.net, and it talks about different song forms, but this song form is very, very common. A way you could write this is A, meaning the verse is section A. The music is the same here in a section A, and then section B would be the chorus. Then you're back into section A again, verse 2. The words are different, but the music is the same. The bridge is different, so that'd be section C. So a very common format is A, B, then interlude, then A, B again to the chorus, and then C to the bridge, maybe repeat or not, and then you're going to end on the chorus with an outro there. And that's exactly what this format is. So you'd have your intro, A is the verse, B is the chorus, A again, then you're going to get, the interlude, and then you're going to get A again, B here, another interlude, go into section C here, which is the bridge for a while, and then coming back to section B, which is the chorus, and then end. You will see that tons of worship songs do that, and the reason why they do that is because, you know, repetition and familiarity is what you want for a congregation to follow along in a song so that they can feel the impact of what they're singing, and not just feel like you're going willy-nilly through a song that's like an unguided missile. All right, that's it, and hopefully that helps a little bit. It's just something that I figured out and I wanted to share with you guys.